What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out like an exclusive, I guess. I don't know if anybody else has actually gotten a hold of this one. The developers reached out this morning and they showed me a game called Shards of Order, which is a card game, but like an interesting exchange happened here unprompted. They compared the game to Kingdom Death Monster. For those of you that may not know, I consider Kingdom Death Monster and like Magic Realm to be the two greatest board games ever made. If you don't know what Kingdom Death Monster is, it's a very complex, very procedural board game that takes up like multiple tables. It's a really rad game that essentially boils down to Grimdark Monster Hunter, where Rathalos has won and humanity is just kind of like sharpening stones into pointy ends to try to like stab him one time and run away before they get disemboweled. When you compare things to Kingdom Death Monster, my ears prick up. So today we're going to give it a shot and we're going to see how it goes. If after watching this you wanted to get Shards of Order for yourself, you can't. But the good news here is at the end of the month there is a Steam Next Fest. The game will be a part of that Steam Next Fest. So give it a couple weeks and they should have a demo out. That link is down below in the description. And then of course on top of that you can also find, they're pretty golden, dude. Some pretty rad links down below in the description that lead to other stuff about me. And so anyways, let's go ahead and play some Shards of Order for the next 30 minutes. I'll do my best to give you my first impressions, and hopefully it turns out well. The fall was hard. Really hard. It's a miracle you haven't turned into a mangled heap of gray matter, muscle, and bones. As you slowly regain consciousness, you feel a burning sensation in your eyes. All limbs start to hurt. You surely must have broken at least one bone. Where am I? It looks like you're in a nest, says a harsh voice in your head. Come on, get a grip. No matter the wounds, we refuse to quit, right? Your sheer will takes over your body, and as you stand up, the pain intensifies, but you refuse to quit. There's a man right in front of you, judging by the fact that his armor looks almost identical to yours. You served in the army together. It's all your fault. I never should have listened to you, he screams in anger. That's so unfair, raising a sword on a fellow brother in arms. It deserves punishment, don't you think? He's as good as dead. All right, you've doomed us both. It's all your fault. Okay, so we've got our basics over here, and it just wants me to play the guarded card. So it looks like in this game, guard absorbs pretty much all damage that comes on in. Like it's a flat, down to zero mitigation of all damage, so that's actually pretty spicy. The downside is, oh wow, that was nice animation quality right there. That looked pretty good. And then from there it says play any attack card. So I suppose I shall. We've got Slash over here. Let's slash him up. It said we gained 1 rage, and that's got to be that. Okay, the soldier's rage right there. We've blocked his attack, so that's good. Didn't end up taking any damage. Okay, and so like it's sort of a modification here. I was taking a look at the UI and just kind of like reading through tooltips to see how they've reconfigured this. So this right here is basically how many AP we have. Once we have multiple enemies, that's going to get a lot more interesting, but this is basically how many units of time are going to pass before he does the intended action, which is technically the same as like Slay the Spire, except that introducing it in terms of kind of like an initiative track means that when you've got multiple enemies on the battlefield and one of them's got like a 1, one of them's got like a 5, one of them's got a 4, it means that it's going to take a little bit more intricate of planning, since technically this game has an initiative track like something like Grandia. It's invisible right now, but if you think about it that way or you conceptualize it that way, there's kind of like a line in this game and your activities take up a slot, and then once you've gotten to like one of the dividers on the line, he goes ahead and attacks. Okay, that's fine. Let's slash him up again after that long and probably unnecessary description of the things that I've been reading. And then from there, I've only got 2 rage levels, so this is only going to do 10 damage. He's going to get an attack right after it, but this one right here does 6, and then I get 15 HP back, but I'm not missing anything, so, like, I guess just smack him up real good. Oh, what is that thing, dude? Yo, that thing's gutties are hanging out. I'm not ready to defeat it. I gotta run. There's the exit. This is my only option. Okay, so we've got to, like, smack a log right there. That's cool. I'm fine with committing war crimes against lumber. The prices have gotten too high. Have you gone to Home Depot recently and tried to buy lumber for any type of home improvement project? Dear God, lumber has it coming. Okay, so combat's been concluded. Looks like we gained a little bit of XP right there, so that'll be good. You fall onto the cold, hard ground, and the air is damp. Its thickness is clogging down your throat. The silence is broken only by your own raspy breath. I know all about that right now, dude. I've been filling in for a friend picking up his kid from school for like the last couple weeks, and dude, I have contracted every single disease known to man. Those little places, they basically just radiate illness. Those would be the temples of Nurgle if elementary schools existed in Warhammer 40k, dude. I swear to God, every time I go over there, I get some kind of new debuff where I'm just like, I can't breathe. Oh, my voice is gone this week. Oh, I've got a cough. My eyes are watering. Don't ever pick up kids from school, man. The Vector, it attacks quick. Pale mist curls along the floor like a swarm of elusive reptiles. As your eyes adjust, shapes begin to emerge from the dark, and with them a path forward. We don't have time to contemplate, just move. When in doubt, listen to me. Okay, but what if, like, my inner voice personally is a massive dick. Like, really has no tact whatsoever, just relentlessly cruel. So, like, I've learned not to listen to that voice. We're gonna have to reconfigure the way we live our lives right now a little bit, from real time to, like, fantasy. A fork in the road. I mean, left looks like it goes, so right looks like it goes to a giant ominous door. Not a big fan of that and what might be behind it. The left looks like it goes to a creepy statue/shrine, and so I think in either case something terrible is gonna happen. Let's just explore. You find a man slumped beside the chapel, his robes torn and covered with dust and ash. A long staff rests across his knees, strung with small rusted bells that barely stir in the wind. It seems like he's sleeping. Let's not take any chances, huh? Let's just kill him. I mean, it's a sleeping guy, dude. You can't just, like, beat him to death. We can kill him and be better safe than sorry, or we can greet him. I'm gonna greet him, just for the RP lulz. Good. I see your anger hasn't consumed you yet, he says with his eyes still closed. You don't know why you're so full of rage, do you? Why it's been so hard to control? He finally opens his eyes and his gaze lingers on you for a moment, hollow yet sharp. I don't. Let's hope you live long enough to face it, huh? He says as he stands up and leans on his staff. That's enough rest for me. Where are you going? We, he says adamantly. Well, we won't find any answers just sitting here, so let's move forward, lest we want to fade away. I'm sure together we can escape this place. The scholar joins your party, and he gives me healing bells. Okay, I can get down with that. Oh, this guy's pretty dope looking, dude. Okay, I can get down with it. Well, I suppose at this point we can just continue on down to the left and sort of see what happens. Aw, dude, what is that thing? As you traverse the corridor, a strange four-legged creature emerges from the mist. Is it a hound? You don't have time to ponder as the creature charges at you. Oh, dude. Alright, so let's take a look here and figure out what it is that we want to do. He's going to do 12 damage to my main guy the second that he opens up on us. The good news is we've got a few options right here to help out with that, and we've got 3 time units until that goes through. So let's just throw up as much defense as we possibly can. There is a difference between guarded and block in this game, but he's generating mana over here on this side. Okay, so we've got like different mechanics going on for each character and different combos that we're going to be trying to play around with. Just go ahead and smack him for 1, and then we'll let him take his action. Okay, that's something. I mean, we took 4 damage. I would have rather taken none, but let's slash him up and keep ourselves building up his rage for the giant nuclear attack. Executioner doesn't really seem like it's going to help that much right now. So this game has kind of like a gambit system going on where every card that you play makes this number go down. And when it gets down to 0, it doesn't cost you any time to redraw and get new cards. Is that attack going to him? Can I play a guard on him, or does that only go on the soldier? It only goes on the soldier from the little icon, or what I can tell here. We are going to hold on to this card, and we're just going to heal him on the next turn, I think. I think that's probably our best play. Let's put some scars on the monster, because it says that it increases our damage from other scarred attacks, and then we get extra damage for every blue mana that we have. It's not a lot, but I'll go ahead and take it. Alright, so he's going to attack right there, but I've already got this prepped because we've got a healing spell right there. We can only use it once per fight, but it's going to have to do. Let's re-roll those. We've got 2 attacks going towards the warrior right now. It's going to use up all of our time units to block one of those attacks. Or we can continue throwing down as hard as we possibly can. I don't have a means to kill him right this second, so I'm going to guard up, and we'll just try to minimize the amount of damage that we take. Ate the first one, but didn't eat the second one. I'm not convinced of the efficacy of that block card. Like, if they're going to have multi-attacks and whatnot, it basically, like, hard counters that guard. Like, if they're just dropping one big nuclear attack, yeah, see, now I regret using it. Okay. You have 3 red mana, so go ahead and block him up. He's got 8 shields now, so he's not going to take as bad a damage. Go ahead and get him with that right there for a big hit. And then gain another rage, and we'll see if we can get him low enough that we can jury him on the next turn and just take him out in one hit. 4 more damage out. The attrition's starting to build up, but jury should get him. Monster's down and dead, and we're ready to move on. The journey continues. Hey, we leveled up. All right. Glad to see that. Let's see what character development actually looks like inside of this game. So your soldier is leveled up, and he gets a skill point. All right, so he's got a little skill tree down here. So we can get a 4 damage card that gives us 3 rage right now, thus loading up our jury card. We can get Executioner upgraded, which means we get full health if we kill an enemy with that attack right there. Also would be nice. It seems like this game's going to be on the more difficult side, like the nastier side. Like, it's going to breathe down your neck a little bit. Gain 8 shields. At rage 2 or below, get 12 shields and gain a rage. Let's take the 12 shields. He just has way too much damage sneaking through right now with the current arrangement of defense cards that we have, and I just don't feel comfortable with it. There is another fork in the road that we can take up here. Doesn't look like the game saves. Like, this is starting to feel to me like one of those games where you spam the F5 key every single time you get a chance, and so I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't available. All right, well, let's go north. I don't know if I should heal everybody with a bell. Go ahead and do it. Oh, wow. Okay, so they gave us like the big gong right there, the satisfying gong. The iron gate. You stand before a tall iron gate. It is closed. As much as I hate to say it, brute force isn't going to help here. You need to find a key to this gate. Okay, getting kind of far off the beaten path. We haven't checked out the big spooky doorway yet either. I suppose we'll keep wandering into the unknown. That's got bells on it. Maybe I'll get healed. A journal? Can't believe it worked. My theory was correct, and I managed to get inside the nest on my own. Judging by the number of corpses, the Blackwing Legion is certainly busy. It's hard to believe that there's so many criminals, sinners, and traitors in our world, but I'm here to do scientific research, not to judge. I found this armor. Alas, it's way too heavy for me, so there's no point dragging it behind me. Maybe somebody else will stumble on it and find it more useful than me. Oh, cool, we got bronze armor. Hell yeah. Okay, let's slap that thing on right there. So if you take a hit while below half HP, gain a rage. Oh, and it changes the graphic too, dude. I didn't expect that with like the 2D sprite work that they're doing. It's fairly complex, and so I didn't expect them to actually have you swap out your armor visually when you go on through. That's really fantastic. That's actually a deal breaker for me in most games. If I change my armor and my character's appearance does not change, I just don't play your game. That's the way that it goes. It's one of those things that for me, it matters too much. All right, so what are these guys doing over here? Looks like we've got some... Are you about to beat me with a meat hawk, bro? To be honest, death by tri-tip or something does sound pretty awesome. Like, I don't know, I can get down on tri-tip till I die. That's the good stuff. He's going after him. All right, let's throw up a barrier just to get a little bit of that damage taken care of. That's going to be a blue mana for him. Let's go Executioner over here. He's about to do something. Hopefully not buff this guy to deal more damage. Butcher gains strength. Oh, he ate of the meat. Beautiful. And now he's going to hit for 9. Okay. And he's going to smack the wizard for 9. Let's just keep piling on rage. I mean, there's not a whole lot that I can play right here right now, so, like, I kind of got to make do with what I have for the moment. Yep, I caught my heavy, meaty beat down. He's got 2 until he does something. Let's go ahead and re-roll him real fast just to see what utilities we get. So he's going after him. It doesn't look like I can play that on my party member, though. If he has more than 3 red mana, I can give 8 shields. So I'd say let's scar this guy up so at least he's taking damage over time when we get out of here. We did not generate any mana from that, so unfortunately I was trying to game the system here and get myself back up, but like, it's not going to work, I don't think. Let's go ahead and put 4 shields on you and just keep that mana chugging. Yeah, now you're up to 3 blues, so that helps out with our DPS capability, or DPT capability. He's going to attack. I've got a heal in my hand, so it shouldn't be that bad. He's about to hit for 9 on the soldier. Okay, shield up for 12. That way I'm glad I took that card. That way we mitigate whatever nastiness is about to transpire. And then just smack him. And since they're both on the attack track right now, big block right there. We still got 3 block left, though, which is nice. Let's re-roll them real quick and see what we get. Who are you attacking? You're attacking the wizard. Okay, I've got a bunch of defense cards that do not apply to the wizard right now, which is suboptimal. Would prefer that goes a different way, but let's smack him up, and then we'll go for Executioner right here. Just to kind of limit the meat chunks that fell on the ground right there. Okay, wizard took a pretty solid smack right there. But, for 3 I can hit him with that. Just re-roll it for 1 maybe? He's about to buff. What happens if I play a 3 when he's only got 2? Okay, so it does, I was going to say, dude, because it would be advantageous to me to smack him up so if he had 2 time units left and I hit him with a 3 time unit card, but it put him back at 3, that means that hitting 0 is just a trigger that resets the amount of time till he does his next thing. So it's advantageous to play 3 time unit abilities when he's on 1, but it doesn't look like it works like that. It looks like it actually adds it onto his next turn. So we have verified that problem. He does have 3 or more red mana, so let's go ahead and block him up real quick. I will also restore as much of his health as I can with a heal. He's still going to take a little scuffy right there, but I just don't have anything else to get him clear. Oh, well, maybe it didn't. He's actually looks like he only has 2 time units by default. Curious. Okay, we'll smack him. He's going to buff again this turn, so I think it's time for us to go all in on just hitting him hard. Love that spell effect for the fireball right there. It's got like a nice plosive energy to it. It's got a good sound effect applied to it. Just get him for whatever you can. Like he's dead right now anyways. And so let's just get ourselves out of this situation. That should give our scholar his first level up. And maybe we'll dig something out of his deck. Ooh, a Crimson Greatsword. Maybe we'll dig something out of his deck that makes these fights a little bit more even. We've got a treasure over there, and we've got a journal on that side. Let's deal with our level ups first. So draw a card. Has at least 1 mana stack, draw 2 cards instead. Yeah, draw power would be nice. Deal damage equal to double your red mana. Okay. Or we can upgrade that to apply 8 scars, which will then deal damage equal to the target's scars. What does the Greatsword do out of curiosity, just in case it applies scars or something? So Greatsword that is coated with the Ancient's blood. Max Rage triggered, you gain 2 strength. When you gain Rage beyond Max Rage, the Rage level is reset. Each stack increases your damage by 1. Okay, yep, throw it on right there. I mean, that is a much cooler sword. It's much more in alignment with the color palette of our armor right now, and I feel like inside the dungeon, being stylish is important. If you can't beat the enemy with force of arms or with a supremacy of magic, maybe do it with drip. Maybe give that a try. It might work. Let's get back on over to his level up. You know, I think I like Fireball the best. Ain't no damage like more damage, so let's just take it and hope that it works out. Wizard's a little beat up right now. Let's check on the treasure chest. Just your luck, huh? First you found yourself in the nest of a bloodthirsty creature with no memory at all. Then everybody you've met wants to kill you. And besides the scholar, we still don't know his intentions. And now the first chest we find is locked. Come on, take your anger out on it. You know what? I'm going to give in to the voices. We've had a rough day. I've been punched in the face a lot. Somebody slathered rotten meat all over me. This chest deserves it. You obliterate the chest, and the only thing that's left is an iron key. Okay, so the iron key went to that, right? I think. All right, let's go back down the path. Hopefully we don't have more fights in front of us. What's this journal say? Does it come with treasure? Judging by the shrike's behavior, it's more likely to use spikes when it's injured. If anyone gets impaled on those spikes, they have no way to move without help from someone else. Fascinating. It appears to heal when feasting upon spiked victims. Okay. I don't know if I should go through the iron gate just yet. I mean, that's the way out right there. I mean, I see light coming down the corridor, so it's entirely possible that that's how we escape. We haven't even been that direction, though, yet. What's in that direction? You're gonna need a key to proceed. Okay. So we can't go that way, and that thing right there has some kind of bell. Let's go open the gate first. I got a weird vibe going right now with that glowing bell. I don't know, I got a gut feeling. A couple of arrows swoosh past your head. Then you spot movement in the mist, a hunched slender figure with a bow, frantic and out of breath. "Help me," she gasps, striving for breath. "They're right behind me." The fog parts with a metallic roar. An armored figure emerges, weapon raised, its steps bouncing off the empty halls. "Get behind me." The exile joins your party. Okay, so we've got a blind archer. Okay, this guy's got 4 guards, so we're going to have to really wail on this guy before anything good happens. How do arrows work here? So exile's arrows. Okay, so she's got a magazine right here. She loads bullets in her gun, and her cards benefit. They're basically combo points. She can't use cards if she doesn't have arrows in her quiver, and so you got to make sure you're building up for, like, big hits. Let's fire 1 right there, and then we'll load 2. Do they fire back to back for, like, stripping off his armor? Because that would be most helpful right now. Wait, who is this guy attacking? Okay, so he's attacking the warrior. Let's shield the warrior first. That way we're mitigating a little bit so that we're not just, like, stacking up hits. And then fire everything at that guy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love combo-based systems like that allow me to attack like 50 times in a row. There is a reason why, when I rarely play Slay the Spire, the rogue is my favorite character. Like, I really, really, really like the assassin over every other character. By far my favorite. We've got 18 damage going towards our warrior right now. Gonna need a new hand of cards. So we can get 8 shields, and we are at low rage right now. So that would mitigate a big chunk of it. Let's go for a load on her first. So she now has arrows again. Let's gain our 12 shields. Just to eat that big giant attack right there. Because we're going to finish him off shortly anyways, so I don't think it's going to matter. He's got 1 left until he decks us. So let's work on our rage, I suppose. Yeah, and then I'll hold this hand, because if I can executioner that guy, he gets his HP back anyways from this hit. And so it won't really be that big of a problem. Perfect. Okay, I love it when a plan comes together. Beautiful. Give me a new hand of cards right here. I like the gambit system that they're playing around with. He's going to AoE damage both of them. Unfortunate. Oh, he's going to AoE, then he's going to buff. Okay, so bad things are happening right now. Let's go with... Wizard's the most hurt, and he's at 3 mana, so we can at least mitigate a little bit of that hit by consuming his red. From there, let's throw scars on this guy. We're not going to get any damage, but that does eat off a little bit of his shield right there. AoE goes out. It was a big hit. It's going to sting. It's not going to feel great. Let's go ahead and restore the HP of our rogue, because our exile, because I think she's probably going to have some goodies come up pretty soon. It looks like... Oh, man, he gets all of his guard back, huh? Yeah, I think they're relying on me playing a very aggressive combo with my shooting. Go ahead and shoot all arrows at him to strip him. Yeah, because that strength is not going to be manageable long term. It's going to be bad. Go ahead and load an arrow real fast, because that counts as a card play. We'll strip off his last shield right there. If I draw right now, we've got a pretty solid chance of getting something that mitigates an entire hit. We got it. Okay, so yeah, I can live with that. That's all right. I can live with that right there. That works for me. So the first one gets eaten entirely, then he takes 12. Okay. This guy has a lot of scars on him, so let's get some damage going. So he's got 8 damage off right there. It looks like he's not actually that bad. So long as... Go ahead and shoot an arrow at him. And then we get a freebie, right? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, so it doesn't work the way that I thought it works. That's an AoE that's going to go out and absolutely torpedo some people. He's got the mana right now to actually soak some of that hit and survive it. What you got for me? Load 2 more arrows. Let's just spread around the barriers a little bit for this AoE, because since our damage sticks around after the combat, I'm probably going to have to play a bell here anyways. I don't think there's too many ways out of it. Go ahead and fire that off. He's got guard. Load 2 arrows. His guard is now gone. He's got 2 until he buffs himself again. But I've got combustion over here, and we've got a lot of blue mana. And then we finish the fight. I probably should have redrawn just to see if I get anything to, like, heal with, but I'm okay with it. We've got another level up going towards the soldier. So close and yet so far for the scholar, but the exile got something too. The death amulet. Whenever you become crippled, heal other heroes for 6 HP. Okay. That was close. May I know who do I owe my life and gratitude to? The scholar looks down at the bells on his staff, and a sudden gust of wind shakes them, but they refuse to ring. I doubt anyone who wakes up here knows who or what he is. What I can tell you is that we're in the Shrike's nest, and I don't have any intention on becoming this foul creature's prey. So I teamed up with a cryptic scholar and a soldier that has no banner. Do you really think we stand a chance against the Shrike? Isn't it the symbol of death? I don't think we really have a choice. I guess we don't, she replies with a shrug. All right, well, let's not waste any more time. I don't want to be here any longer than I need to be. Let's go check out the journal real fast, see if we get anything helpful. The amount of walking corpses is increasing by the hour. Why aren't they dying? Is that the kind of judge Shrike is? The less guilty you are, the quicker you get to die? At least if dying was even an option without the law of death, the true punishment is losing your mind and wandering these halls for eternity. Journal added to inventory. Okay. We're definitely going to want to ring a bell right now. I feel like I'm going through my bells very, very rapidly, but there's not enough block cards to, like, stop all the damage, man. Like, some damage always sneaks through. It's like the game is designed from the ground up that, like, you take a little bit of attrition no matter what. I think I'm going to pretty aggressively level him up for defense in that case. Like, it just feels like a strong idea to me. Like, if I had something in here that dealt damage, but if the target has scars, gain strength. Oh, dude, that's so good, though. It's expensive, though. If the target has scars, gain 3 strength. Oof. Okay, well, let's just get Shielding Hand, because that gives 6 shields to us, and then 3 shields to everybody else, and it only costs 1. Like, it's helpful. What does she have going on? This path right here gives her a healing arrow, and also it gives her a synergy. If she has any shields on her, she can load 4 arrows if that comes up in the right turn order. No guarantee that that'll happen, but since we can't mitigate all this damage, healing is just as good as mitigation, especially if it's dealing damage at the same time, so I'm kind of okay with it. You encounter 3 stone statues of Blackwing Legion soldiers. Their heads proudly look up and their mouths are singing. Left hands are placed on their chests while right ones are reaching into the air, each holding an item. Does it remind you of an old chant, too? A couple of things come to my mind, but you'll have to piece them together yourself. Corpses, traitors, and sinners. I have no idea what it wants me to say right now. Well, I played around with some permutations, but I got nothing so far. There's only 3 options, so there should be 27 outcomes right there, which means that you could brute force it. But I'm willing to bet that, like, something around here will probably... Oh, dude, that thing is big. What is that thing? Anyways, there's probably a journal or something around that's going to help out with that. You just be guarded for this first hit. This is one of those rare cases where I actually... have things that I need in order to make this work. I bet she's the one that I gotta take out, dude. The big guy in the front is the obvious MacGuffin. This guy, right, what's that thing that he got 1 of? Every 3rd card played, he gains 1 strength. But that thing's gonna heal him or something, right? It's definitely gonna heal him or something. So I don't want to focus on... Alright, focus on the big guy. I don't want him getting any more strength because he's already chunking us for 13. Okay, weakness on the warrior, that's fine. I'm mostly using him for defense anyways, so maybe this will work out. He's got one left until something happens. Go ahead and smack him, I guess, and gain a rage. Kind of a waste of cards, but... Oh, it resets when he attacks. Okay. Alright, she's going to apply a buff. Well, let's get a new hand of cards here. I'm already full up on arrows. That's going to him one more time. Let's play Shielder. And I'm cool with playing Helping Hand to give everybody else some shields early since they don't fall off. Oh, she attacks too, huh? And that's going to everybody? Ouchie. Okay. Well, he's going to need another barrier. There's just no way around that. So we'll barrier him up. I don't know if I made the right call, but I think we should be okay. Do I want to go for a slash here, or do I want to re-roll it? Let's get one slash out. Oh, he maxed out his rage. Okay, so we got strength going up right there. I forgot about the bonus that was being provided by... Forgot about the bonus that was being provided by our sword. Let's go for a barrage. Because that's a lot of damage for one card play. We've got a big AoE going out to everybody, and then we've got another big AoE going out to everybody. Yeah. Go ahead and just do a random shot. And do another random shot, I suppose. It stripped her guard. It's something. And both of those were free, so they didn't, like, decrease the track or anything while giving me the chance to re-roll real quick. Do Shielding Hand one more time. That's a really good ability, dude. I'm, like, feeling that ability right there. I'm super glad that we took that. I feel like if we had not taken that, we would be having a really bad time right now. Let's go for... I could go for a jury, but they're both going to get to take a turn. He's going to take 1 damage. Let's barrier him. Just so he can soak that big hit. And then we'll jury this guy. He's about ready to pop. Okay, weakness is on him. That's fine. I can work around that. That's okay. Your big dude doesn't scare me. We're ready for a redraw. Hopefully something that'll deal enough damage to actually kill this guy off. So give me an arrow in my quiver. Give me a double arrow in my quiver. And then barrage him down so that, like, our main source of DPS is now gone. He's dead, so that's good. That leaves her. He doesn't have a ton of blue mana right now, but let's see if we can max out his rage track one more time. That way he can get even more strength, because the rage is kind of like the strength is counteracting the debuffs that he's taking for the moment. I guess throw that over there. Yeah, 1 fireball is fine. Okay, so the wizard's back up on guard. Honestly, we've walked away from this one in decent shape right now, but it's going to depend what we pull. We got Shielder again. So this idiot has another shield up, which is kind of problematic. I'm not a massive fan of it. I wish that I could put this on anybody other than him. Unfortunately, it doesn't play out that way. Let's just go all in on slashes, I suppose. I'm trying to be in here like swimwear, man, but it's not working. There we go. Okay, anything to keep that attack from going out, man. This game got me paranoid right now. It got me sweating. Apparently that was a high-value fight right there, because we just got a ton of goodies. Okay, so let's move people on down the track here. You've come around full circle, back to the broken soil beneath the nest where your journey began. Scattered branches lie around blocking the passage, remnants of something long dead. Are the answers you're looking for inside? I mean, I guess we can go fight that thing. I don't know. It was big and scary the last time I saw it, though. So this right here, apply all of your shields to allies. It's just a flat upgrade. Hell yeah. Okay, so if we can get it set up to where we can use Shielder, that gives him 12. Then we play that bad boy right there. He'll have 18 and everybody else in the party will have 12. That's a strategy. I want that. Consume 3 green mana, heal all heroes for 4 HP for every mana consumed. Deal 4 damage to all enemies and consume a mana stack. Repeat until you run out of mana stacks. Like, any color mana? That's a pretty hardcore nuke right there, dude. It doesn't look like it locks me out of that choice either, so let's just go hard on support for the wizard, and I guess I'll just rely on her to do her thing and, like, deal damage for us. Shoot all arrows, every hit will apply a scar, double the target's weakness. Let's have it apply extra scars. That sounds really, really, really good because he's got that magic spell that deals damage equal to the amount of scars that are on the enemy. So if we get him with a full salvo right there, and he's already stacked it up, chances are we can get that up to like ludicrous numbers. I'm liking the synergy building that I'm seeing right here. Let's go ahead and send it. I don't know if it's a good idea, but hey, we'll go ahead and give it a try. Before we proceed, I saw a bow in the corridor just southeast of here by the huge gate. It was guarded by some kind of critter, but I think it would be best for me to use a different weapon. This one doesn't seem to have good weight. Do you wish to? Okay, maybe not. All right, so down there is where I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, we got that other thing for the wizard, too. The blood staff, found in a strange statue of a legionnaire. Playing soldier cards gives you 2 red mana instead of 1. Starts each battle with 2 red mana. Well, that's just flatly better than what we have. Okay. Yeah, I suppose we'll go this way. At the end of the corridor, you notice a towering armored sentinel. It breathes, but there is no life in it. Only a hunger and a sense of duty. It's guarding some kind of treasure. Looks like a bow. Okay. How do you want to initiate combat? We can get defensive spells up, or we can unceremoniously hack away at him. I'm gonna play it a little safe, knowing the amount. Yeah, see, that's why I played it a little bit safe right there. That's why I was stoked about a little bit of safety. Alright, so I had to re-roll it right here because this guy absolutely stomped the ever-loving ass off my body on that last attempt. So I gave him an attempt, and he absolutely dookied down my neck holes in like 4 turns. I just got like a really bad set of draws, and there was nothing I could do against the relentless amount of damage that the guy was able to bring down on top of me. You can see right now that he's rocking with like that 13 times 2 damage, and that's real hard to mitigate. So at the beginning of this, let's go ahead and throw some damage on him. It looks like I've got a bit of a rough hand starting out already. I don't know what I'm going to do here because we didn't luck into any of our awesome defense cards, unfortunately. So we've got to play one more, but then he gets to smack us, but I don't really have a lot of ways to make this better. I guess I'll just fire at him because I got to get one more card out of my hand in order to get my redraw, and 8 damage is better than nothing. But poof, we just got smacked something fierce. So he's lost a pretty big chunk of his HP. Let's see if the new hand gives us anything to work with here. Get her all nice and reloaded so that she's got a few more rounds inside the chamber just in case we end up needing them. But let's block up. That'll do. Let's block up again. Okay, and I'm back in the situation that I was in on the last turn right now. I gotta throw one more thing out there, but I just don't think we have the sustain to make it on through. So 27 damage is gonna put him down. Now, in this game, your characters do not die when they reach 0 HP. Instead, every single card that they have inside their personal character deck is going to then say revive on top of it. So basically your character becomes crippled and gets knocked to the back line. You have to play a number of your revive cards on them depending on how many times they've died. So if they've died 1 time, you gotta play 1 revive on them. If they've died twice, you gotta play 2 revives on them, so on and so forth. The downside to this situation is that unfortunately, your character comes back with 1 HP. The good news here is that your character can't be targeted by AoEs or anything else on the turn that they're revived, so it does give you a little bit of breather, but you're going to want to have a plan to get them back on their feet within like 1 or 2 turns or so. We're out of cards, so let's re-roll them. And he's got a bunch of 6 times 2 isn't too bad. I can put out the guard. But that's not going to eat the second two, unfortunately. That's going to be a little bit of a problem that we have to deal with here. Yeah, just heal him up. We'll get a little bit more HP on his person before anything else goes feasibly wrong. But we've got a lot of HP meter here that we got to work our way through. So let's put some damage out. Unfortunately, he's got guard up right now, which is going to make that whole thing complex. Quick reload. And we've got 5 new cards right here. I'm going to have to barrier up. I don't think I have too much of a choice on that one because we've got a pretty good AoE going out right now that's going to necessitate that everybody needs to be in enough of a position where they can block it all. Oh, man, I feel like I'm playing with just dregs right now. Okay, so Archer is down. We'll get her revived back up instantly because we did pull one of her cards. Unfortunately, that's going to cost us one of our time units. We got damage going out. Yeah. I guess just throw out more damage. Unfortunately, my draw has not been super great on this second run back. This guy is actually really, really nasty. Just the sheer volume of damage that he's capable of putting on out there. You're spending a lot of your TUs just blocking up, and in the really unfortunate case that you wind up in like we're in right now, if you don't get a lot of defensive cards, he's able to pretty easily smoke you and OTK you. And so let's heal everybody up. There we go. Okay, that puts us, that's a little bit of a reset right there. We still have people on their feet, but they're back down to basically no HP instantly. We've got 9 going out, 18 going out. Shielder, I suppose. Yeah, 12 shields will do something. That eats one of the attacks. But from there, I don't really have much else in hand to secure the defensive advantage. So I guess just keep damage flowing on out. He is still on his feet, miraculously, but I don't know how much longer we can continue to take these beatings here. Let's shield up for the AoE. There we go. That'll help a little bit. Shielding arrows right there will help out too by giving her a couple more arrows to play around with inside of her quiver. I'm sort of wondering if I've misplayed this entire thing by not just going all-out DPS, but dude, you hate to soak the kind of damage that he's putting out. Luckily, our strength bonus is allowing us to put some serious heat on him whenever we can squeeze in an attack. But at this point, I feel like it may be better if we just gotta hit him. You know what? Just put pain on this guy till he falls over. And I'm really kind of seeing the utility of this soldier's ability to stack up strength with this sword every single time he maxes out his meter. I think gotta conjure 32 damage here. Where's that 32 damage at? There's gotta be something I can do. There we go. Oh, dude. Oh my god. Kind of a brutal throwdown. You know, that was one of those fights where even though I won, I didn't really feel like I won. I'm gonna be super honest with you for right now. That fight was sweaty. The good news is killing this guy refilled all of our bells so I can heal the team up even though we're absolutely brutalized right now. But I figure since the clock's getting a little bit long in the tooth, I'll give you my closing thoughts about it. So actually, I think everything presentational here is fantastic. I think the art style is really incredibly good. I think the sound effects are all well selected. I think that the cinematography of attacks going off could be a little bit better. It's clear that they're trying to get that camera action going like something like Darkest Dungeon, which is a game that has peerless camera work. Like, camera work is 90% of the reason why Darkest Dungeon feels so good to play inside of combat. But they could get that dialed in a little bit tighter. I think that's the one thing on the presentational end that I would mention is the camera work could be a little bit better to actually accentuate all of the impacts of your hits and whatnot. But from there, I love the fact that the character's armor changes, the writing and the prose seems to be quite good. I can definitely see where they're coming from when they mentioned that it was kind of inspired by Kingdom Death Monster, because Kingdom Death Monster is a board game where you die in one turn like all the time, getting disemboweled and then having your ruined chunks thrown at your friends to kill them too. And so I'm guessing, especially thematically, like Kingdom Death Monster takes place in a post-apocalypse where there are giant kind of marble screaming faces in the ground everywhere, just like screaming at the sky, essentially. And the game does seem to kind of have that little bit of influence on it right there. The only thing that I would say that I've noticed is that I think especially with the archer, it feels like, so every other character, like I feel like the soldier and I feel like the wizard both have a mechanic that works, even if they get suboptimal draws, like their mechanic still continues to rumble forward. I feel like with the archer, you can end up with a really bad series of turns where she just can't get arrows when she needs arrows. She can't get shots when she's already maxed out on arrows. And so I wish that she had a little bit more deck control, I guess, with the way that the game works as of right now. But in general, I like what they're playing around with right now. They're kind of making a mixture of Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire. If Slay the Spire's big brother absolutely hated you and was trying to, like, punish you every single moment and second, like, you've really got to think about your plays in this game, otherwise you get toasted. And so, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today, we were taking a look at Shards of Order, of probably one of the most brutal card games I've played on the channel ever in my career, from what I've seen so far. This is a game that's really out for your throat. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in, and that's all I got for you, folks. Bye.